Senator Grassley.
Yeah. Senator Kerry's first question on the interaction between our passage and what Europe has already done was basis for my question, but I could follow up and ask the ambassador and Mr. Rice if you would could explain particularly the impact that it would have on agriculture if Europe would get there first. And
Netflix and Blockbuster.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm happy to, Senator Grassley. This is an amazing agreement for agriculture. 2/3 of our agricultural exports will go to zero upon entry into force of the agreement. We talked a little bit earlier about why it's a good agreement for beef. It will remove the 40% tariff on beef over the course of 15 years. For pork, which I know is very important to your state, 90% of U.S. pork exports will go duty-free in 2016. Soybean exports go duty-free immediately. Cotton exports go duty-free right away. Wheat exports go duty-free right away. I can go on and on through many of the agricultural commodities to show why it's important. One other thing, Senator Grassley, to note is this agreement in agriculture levels the playing field. We currently face an average 52% tariff in Korea, where Korean exporters in the agricultural sector face an average tariff of 9%. Entry into force of this agreement will level that playing field and will allow our farmers and ranchers to compete on the same playing field as their Korean counterparts.
Before you answer, and for both of you as well, that's what it is when we get there. But let's suppose we get there 6 months or a year later than Europe does. Do you have any supposition that if we don't get there first, we're going to lose market permanently, or do you think it's just a temporary loss?
I think the longer we delay, the harder it becomes to regain a competitive advantage. The EU agreement enters into force on July 1st. That's why it's imperative that we move quickly here to get this agreement done so we don't suffer any competitive dislocations in the Korean market.
Mr. Rice.
Thank you, Senator. I would echo the ambassador's statements with regard to running the risk of the EU getting there before us. We're very proud in Montana that we're able to send our high-quality feeder cattle to the farmer feeders in Iowa, where we feed, outstanding Iowa corn. And as the ambassador had mentioned, we've been facing a 40% tariff on beef exports into this country. We really value that $200 million in savings that we would have in savings on tariffs to reinvest back into the family farmers and ranchers in Iowa, as well as the multi-generational family farms and ranches in Montana, because we see bringing this next generation back to the ranch as being critical. And exports drive profitability, and so, the timing is so critical to move this forward.
I'll yield back the rest of my time, Mr. Chairman.
Well, thank you.